Hi, kids. So for today and tomorrow, you are going to be reviewing for our assessment that we are taking on Thursday. So this first slide, you're basically going to read the slide because the directions say read the following information about how our bodies are organized and then answer the questions that follow. The questions are in these little text boxes or little post-its on the side. So it says, what does it mean to be organized? Make sure when you write in here, you write to be organized means make sure you have complete sentences. Don't just write something basic. So you make sure you read, because if you don't read, you're not going to be able to answer questions. What is the difference between specialized cells and tissues? It should tell you in this text, and you should know. And then what are the 4 levels of body organization? You should know the 4 levels of body organization because I taught them to you. Make sure you have your notes available. On the next slide, you're going to be learning about cells. So you're going to read all about reviewing about cells and then answer the questions. What is a cell? What helps the cell perform its job? And what's the difference between a cell and a specialized cell? You're then going to move on to the next slide and talk about tissues and muscle, all the different kinds of tissue, and answer those questions. Then you're going to learn a little bit more about tissue. And then we're going to start getting into the body organs. So you guys should now know what an organ is. You should know the difference between an organ and tissue. And then you're going to move on to learning about the different body systems, right? So you should know what an organ system is. How is it different from an organ? And what would happen if your respiratory system stopped working? You should be able to answer that. If you don't, just Google it. Then on this slide here, it says using the list of systems, read through the major organs and decide which system you think they are describing. So what system are they describing when they're talking about the mouth, the esophagus, the stomach, the small intestine? So if you can't figure it out off the top of your head, you might want to Google these organs and see what system they're part of. Then we have the nose, the mouth, the trachea, and the lungs, the heart, and the blood vessels. So you're going to tell me what organ system they are all in, and you just basically drag and drop them where they belong. And they're all down here. You're then, on the next slide, going to list the simplest body part to the most complex. Give examples using hints. So insert text here. If I have a cell, what part of the organizational structure is that? Over on this side, you need to give me an example of tissue. What is the heart an example of? And then you need to give me in text an example of what an organ system is. You're then going to answer the following questions based on your knowledge of science. Look at the picture below. Label the cell, tissue, organ, and organ systems. So you need to label them here. What are they? So what part of the organizational system is the skeleton an organ or an organ system? And what organs make up the organ system or the circulatory system? You need to insert those. So some of this you will have to Google if you did not study that particular system, but you have 2 days to complete this. I think you guys can get it done. Have fun. This is going to help you with your assessment that you're taking on Thursday.